Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Shai by Shalom Kakwadash, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. I had a bunch of titles spinning in my head. I think I'm going to name this one Isaiah 4 verse 1 is at the door. And the second part of the title is GMS are the true defenders of the truth. Anyway, I was watching this video. I didn't watch all of it. I watched up to, it's a 15-minute video. I watched up to half of it. And this woman right here is homeless, and she's a good-looking woman. She's homeless, right? Woman shares that she's homeless and lives in a gym. Well, she actually, when you watch the video, you'll see how she maintaining, she goes on dates and all that. One more reason why we say Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1 is definitely coming to pass on this side of the fence, so to speak. So I'm not going to play the video. I was going to play it, but you can go ahead and watch it. Book of Alpha Ronomy, with Dr. BOA, which is an acronym for Book of Alpha Ronomy, and entitled, as you can see, I subscribe. I get his notifications. En Vogue's Don Robinson, and even younger homeless women prove women do need a man, but it's too late now. And she'll go on dates, but she will tell a man at the third date that she's homeless. But she's living pretty good, and she got her shit together. She's saving money and all that. She still works, but you got to watch the video. Now the brother here said he wouldn't take her. Hey, if she look good, and I'll have her come to the crib, work out little by little. Hey, who knows? It can go that way. But these people are catching hell. I believe she said that there's a lot of women out there that are homeless that act like they're not, or they're struggling and they're paying rent, but as far as what is the term? Disposable. What is the term? I believe it's net income. There's a term for it. When you pay all your bills and everything, what are you left with? I forget the term. It'll come back to me if somebody can help me out. I'm trying to think of the term. But I believe it's net something. The net worth. I'm gonna look it up. Net worth meaning. Net worth is a snapshot of your financial health calculated by subtracting your total liabilities, your rent, your electricity, your cable, your smartphone, your food, what you owe from your total assets what you own. What exactly means net worth? Net worth is a snapshot. Assets, these are the things, own, value, cash, bank, blah, blah, blah. They're not explaining it right. How do I calculate my net worth? What does net worth mean? Net worth is the value of assets an individual or corporation owns minus the liabilities they own. I'm going to read that again. Net worth is the value or money of assets, money, through corporation, we're dealing with individuals, owns minus liabilities they owe. Rent is a liability. You don't pay your rent, you owe the rent. The next month you owe double rent, right? You got a car from a dealership, you got to pay X amount of money. You don't pay it, you're behind. So you owe it. It says net worth is the value of assets, money. We're going to deal with money because in the real world we deal with money. We're not in the barter system. An individual owns minus liabilities. Now let me do this. What is the net worth of the average black woman in America? I don't know what they're going to do with this. Okay, I think I found it. Study finds median wealth for single black woman at $5. So whatever, let's say they bring home the net is $850. With all the bills she pays, which are liabilities, and when everything's paid for, she's stuck with $5. That's why when you go to dinner, they expect you to pay for everything, and they expect you to have the money. You know, they expect you to pay all your bills and have extra money to take them out. And what they do is, if they got a good job, they don't spend within their means. They always go beyond it. So let me see here. I'm sorry. Let me go back over here. Let me X this out. And you're going to understand why the second part of the title is GMS are the true defenders of the truth. So she's a very attractive woman. I know, I get with her 3 dates. She's straight up with me. You know, she can come to the house. You know, she can stay a couple of days here and there. I may work with her finances, may become more disciplined where she can get her own place or whatever the case may be. A woman shares that she's homeless and lives in a gym. She actually lives in her office. She goes to the gym to you know, she got stuff in her storage, right? She don't live in the storage. This is how I live rent free. So she's able to save money. Hopefully, she's able to save money to get a place, you know, where she can afford it. But anyway, when I saw this, I immediately thought about Isaiah 4:1, because things look to get worse. and a woman can't make it on their own. So they're going to have to deal with the man, come up under the tutelage of the man. See, situations take you back to the man being the head. And the reason why men can have more than one woman, there's a financial, economical reason for that. Let me go right here. Hey, things are happening, man. Oh, let me do this. I was listening to this, I was listening in the car. It was like a news report. Let me see how I can frame this. The most depressed country. National Institute. The most depressed countries. Right, the most depressed countries in the world. It is the largest country on the top 30 list countries with the highest depression rate. Countries with the least depression include several small, lower, whatever. Which country has the highest rate of depression? Drum roll, please. Okay, I'm surprised America's not mentioned there. Oh, wait a minute. Jump the gun. Lifetime prevalence estimates vary widely from 3% in Japan, which is good. They're not that depressed. 17% in India. Epidemiological data, which is that means overall as far as people are concerned. Epidemiological, tongue twister for me, data shows higher rates of depression in the Middle East, North Africa, South Asia, and the United States than other regions and countries. So United States is depressed. Is depression high in the U.S.? Major depression is one of the most common mental illnesses affecting more than 8% or 21 million, almost 22 million of American adults each year. Least depressed. Wow. Mali, Brunei, Myanmar, these are like countries, like Myanmar is not that far from Thailand. These like Asian countries, Asian islands and so forth. So they're not depressed. They're happy for the most part. U.S., you got almost 10% are depressed. And there's a lot of people that hide their depression. That's at least 21 million people. Now, you know what precept came to mind? Proverbs 29 and 2. I'm going to read that in NLT as well. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Mourning to be depressed. They tell you, oh, the greatest country in the world. I wouldn't trade it for anything, America. Well, it's over almost 22 million people. Like I said, there's a lot more people that don't are not diagnosed with that, know how to hide it. Let me go to the NLT. When the godly are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked are in power, they groan. So who's in power? The righteous or the wicked? That's why this place is getting ready to go out. So this is the second part of my title. What I say, GMS are the defenders of the truth, the truth, are the true defenders of the truth, right? Now check this out. This is 9 minutes. Let me try about 9 minutes. Where am I? I have 9 minutes and 13. So this is a video that dealing with this book, new book that Nate came out with the IUIC, Islands of Deception. And let me just let you play. Let me just let it play. I didn't get this part, but Apostle Gabar had sent me something saying that it said Tahar, you're going to hell, and there's laugh emojis. So I clicked it up and it was this video. So let me go ahead and play it. So I'm at, oh wait a minute.
They'll put certain...
No.
And it says the lost tribes of Israel found. It's where the play button is, so it's a little hard to...
Members of the 12 tribes, but more specifically, putting them in specifically.
So they're going through the contents of this book. And you're going to see that Nate, the Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is definitely not dealing with Nate. And he's got his spell over them zombies.
Naphtali.
Can you tell us a little about the... Wait. Is this always been the case?
The next
we believe
page.
in eternal
it goes on to the
judgment
next page.
We believe in eternal judgment in hell?
Yeah, GMS.
Thank you. You mentioned GMS. Good. I'm glad you said that. Which proved that we're the true defenders of the truth, of the gospel. So this is chapter 8. We are the Israelites, the IUIC. We believe the dead will be resurrected for judgment, meaning hell. And I think he reads about it. Let me just let it play. If not, I will read it. And this is some Roman Catholic stuff right here. Let's see if he reads it. If not, I will read it. So we're at 9:25.
We believe in eternal judgment in hell?
Yeah, GMS has been giving them a hard time about that for maybe...
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Soon as the hell thing, which he didn't know about, Vocab didn't know about, going through this book, reviewing this book. So Abu, the first thing that came out of his mouth, GMS. He doesn't mention Sakari, doesn't mention ISUPK, although ISUPK does not teach about the hell. At least I haven't seen them teach. I don't think they do teach that there's an actual hell that your spirit burns in forever. Sakari, I don't believe they believe that. But there's no scriptures, no videos I know of where where they rebuke. Now, me myself, really not a lot of guys from GMS because they haven't come across this. But I came across this like a year and change ago, where I was watching certain IUIC videos, and then a couple of different videos just saying there's an actual place where your spirit goes in, and the Israelite goes in there, and immediately I did what I did. I did the rebuttal videos. I did a couple of them. And I found out through going through certain videos dealing with that subject that they started teaching it, or not they, but Nate started teaching. Whatever Nate, if Nate says he's the Messiah, they'll believe it. Them zombies will believe it. They believe everything else he says. Meddle not with them that are given the change. I narrowed it down to about 2.5 to 3 years ago. That's when they started teaching it. If you go back 5 years, 4 years or so, or beyond, they're not teaching about a spiritual hell. So Nate just started teaching it. So now let me bring this back and let me let you hear it again.
Can you tell us a little about the
And not in the sense of merely accepting Pacific Islanders as members of the 12 tribes, but more specifically putting them in specifically Naphtali.
Can you tell us a little about the wait, is this always been the case?
The
We
next
believe
page.
in eternal
It goes on to the
judgment
next
and
page.
we believe in
sorry.
eternal judgment and hell?
Right, even this guy. See, you guys are doing work for me. Y'all working for me, man. I'm gonna pay you guys in the kingdom. They're doing work for me. He didn't even know it. He said, what?
Yeah, GMS has been giving them a hard time about that for maybe a couple of years.
Really Tahar, not GMS. Really Tahar. I'm the one that jumped on it. Maybe a couple other GMS brothers jumped on it, but I'm the main one that jumped on it. And I did a handful of videos on that subject.
When did they adopt this?
So I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad he said GMS. He should have said Tahar of the GMS. Because we're defenders of the gospel, man. There's a lot of these old camps that follow the former One Wester videos and made their own thing. A lot of them teach to hell. A lot of them will set up a camp. They'll come up with some fancy name, put some fringes on, make a 12 tribe sign, don't know how to break down the 12 tribe sign. And they'll watch maybe GMS videos, IUIC videos, and then they'll pick and choose doctrine from each. Well, we're going to take this from that. Oh, the mark of the beast? No, it's what IUIC says. Or this, no, I'm not going with IUIC on a one wife thing. You can have more than one wife. I'll go the route of the GMS and the IUCPK. So these other camps that propped up following the former One West members, they're set up there to bring confusion. They're stumbling blocks. As the Most High set up these stumbling blocks. That's in the book of Ezekiel. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and find that. Let me do this. Stumbling block. Okay, let me see something. It's spelled differently, I believe, in the Old Testament when you compare from the Old to the New. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to go to the KJV. That's why you got to have a mindset of a Church of Berea. Now you see how it's okay. Let me do it this way. Let me make it two separate words. Oh, I know what I did. I know what I did wrong. I forgot the N. That's what I did wrong. Stumbling block. Let's try it this way. Right, thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor but a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear Yahweh, the Most High. I'm Yahweh. Now this is talking about an actual object in a way so the blind person can fall and you can laugh at it. But spiritually it's talking about blind as to the truth. So you can't put a lie there to lead the person astray. So that's spiritual blindness. This is physical blindness, right? It says, Isaiah 57:14, and shall say, cast ye up, prepare the way. And that's what we've been doing. That's what the prophets been doing. The ones on the highways and the byways doing these videos. That's why the Christians are popping up all over the place. Take up the stumbling blocks. The Messiah is a white man. That's a stumbling block. Take that up. The Lord came for everybody. That's another stumbling block. Take that up. I mean, there's so many things. Oh, you can eat pork as long as you do it in the name of the... Nope, that's a stumbling block. Out of the way of the people. What people? The Israelites. So who's doing that? We're doing that. It says in 2 Corinthians 10 verse 4, and I may even go to that, it said casting down strongholds. The strongholds are these lies. Okay, Ezekiel 3 verse 20. Again, when a righteous man doeth turn from his righteousness, he goes back in the world and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, meaning the Most High set you up to go off. I don't want to read all of these. Okay, this is another good one. Ezekiel, then I'm going to move from there. I may read both of these. Ezekiel 14 verse 3, Son of man, these men have set up their idols in their heart. Islam, Kemet, Baptist, whatever you into, right? And put the stumbling block of their iniquity. They're putting something in front of them so they can commit sin. They can go off before their face. Should I be inquired of at all of them, at all by them? 14 verse. Therefore speak unto them and say unto them, thus saith Yahweh the Most High, every man of the house of Israel that setteth up his idols in his heart, and putteth a stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and cometh to the prophet, I Yahweh will answer him that cometh according to the multitude of his idols. That means that the Most High can put a lying spirit in the prophet to tell the guy something, and he says this guy's a prophet, just like the case with Micah. He told the king, I believe that's Ahab, if I'm not mistaken. He told the king the truth, but the 400, I believe it was 400 prophets, somebody can put it up, I'm not going to look for it, told him that he's going to defeat, he's going to win. Most High with him. Most High wasn't with him. So let me read this here. Ezekiel 14 verse 7, for every one of the house of Israel, or of the stranger that sojourneth, which are Israelites in Israel, which separateth himself from me, and setteth up his idol in his heart, and putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and cometh to a prophet to inquire of him concerning me, I the Lord answer him by myself. Romans 11:9, and David saith, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let us not, Romans 14:13, let us not therefore judge one another any more, but judge this rather, that no man put a stumbling block or an occasion to fall in his brother's way. So this is what Nate is doing. He's putting up the hell thing as a stumbling block. You can only have one wife as a stumbling block. Your wife that's an unbeliever, if she don't come in, you got to cut her off. That's a stumbling block. You just destroyed a family. The MOTB, you're saying that it means this, that, and the third, but not teaching what it really is, that's a major stumbling block. So how many things does this guy got to do before the Most High destroy him? Let me try this. Let me do it this way. I, the Lord, deceived that prophet. Did I read that already? Yep. No, I didn't. Okay, it's not there. That's why. Okay. Let me just open this up. Ezekiel 14:9. And if the prophet be deceived when he have spoken a thing, I, Yahweh, have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel, the Israelites. So the prophets were set up to teach what the Most High told them to teach in the scriptures. If they're doing their own thing, the Most High set them up to do that so the Most High could deceive them and be a stumbling block to the ones that follow him and be destroyed too. See, guys like Yahusap, Kanai, which are two bishops, then you got the deacons. Those are in leadership positions. If a guy goes off, you're supposed to get on him, man, even if he's the head guy. Did not Peter do that? Did not Paul do that to Peter? Peter was the head apostle. He was over Paul, and Paul cursed him out in Galatians chapter 2. You guys are not doing that, man. You guys don't buck up as to what he says. So you guys are not real leaders. And like I said, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua going to break up the IUIC. So now, let's come back over here. I got to bring this back again. Because even as much research as this guy do, he didn't even know about this. And I knew about this about a year and change ago.
The thumbnail of this is the video on this is GOCC's website. And it says the Lost Tribes of Israel found. It's where the play button is, so it's a little hard to see it. If I hit it, I don't know if it's gonna work. But if you look at Naphtali's on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side it says hope, even eternal judgment in hell.
I'm sorry. Let me bring it back.
Is this always been the case? We believe in eternal.
See, he didn't even know. He did not even know.
It seems that IUIC, as per this new book and the tribes chart that's shown therein, have followed down that path.
Tell us about the
and not in the sense of merely accepting Pacific Islanders as members of the 12 tribes, but more specifically putting them in specifically Naphtali.
Can you tell us a little bit about the? Wait, is this always been the case?
The
we
next
believe
page.
in eternal
It goes on to the
judgment.
next page.
We believe in eternal judgment. And
now, is this from? I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know if this is from GOCC's book or Nate's book.
There you go. There you go. Pacific Islanders and so forth. You know, that's they pioneered that more than a decade ago. And now it seems that IUIC, as per this new book and the tribes chart,
it's talking about. So this is coming from the new book IUIC, which is Islands of Deception. And deception should be going in a bin on fire, and Nate should go in there with him.
that's shown therein, have followed down that path.
Tell us about the
and not in the sense of merely accepting Pacific Islanders as members of the 12 tribes, but more specifically putting them in specifically Naphtali.
Can you tell us a little bit about the? Wait, is this always been the case?
The
We
next
believe
page.
in eternal
It goes on to the
judgment.
next
And
page.
we believe in
sorry.
eternal judgment in hell.
Yeah, GMS has been giving them a hard time about that for maybe a couple of years.
When did they adopt this?
Not sure when, but it's been a while because, like I said, Tahar was sounding the alarm about that. Tahar and other members of GMS felt that was...
Boom, Tahar, and mainly me. I was getting on him. Now, like I said, it looks like they read, but GOCC and IUIC now teach the same thing. GOCC teaches that there's an actual hell.
was a betrayal of, of one West tradition,
Well, he is right in that sense, but I know why Tahar hates hell so much. Because he knows he's going there. Sorry.
If he doesn't repent, yeah.
Okay, since you said if I don't repent, guess what I'm repenting right now? I'm re-repenting. Just repented. So I'm good. I'm not going to go to hell.
That's all right. We're glad you threw that in there. So we see on the website now. I thought there used to be a section like what you were saying, actually, in all seriousness, where it used to say have an explanation for why they accept Naphtali. Now I know it's on websites and whatnot, but
okay. So I think this is GOCC's book, but they teach the same thing. Hey, I believe they was given this. They were given a script. But anyway, let me do this. Let me come back over here. I'm in 10 minutes and 23 seconds because he didn't read the whole thing, or did he? I'm sorry. Go back a little bit more.
Hard to see it if I hit it. I don't know if it's gonna work. But if you look at Naphtali's on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side it says Hawaiians and Samoans.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Pacific Islanders and so forth, That's they pioneered that more than a decade ago. And now it seems that IUIC, as per this new book and the tribes chart that's shown therein, have followed down that path.
Tell us about
and not in the sense of merely accepting Pacific Islanders as members of the 12 tribes, but more specifically putting them in specifically Naphtali.
Can you tell us a little about the... Wait, is this always been the case?
The next
we believe
page.
In eternal
it goes on to the
judgment
next page.
We believe in eternal judgment in hell?
Yeah, GMS has been giving them a hard time about that for maybe a couple of years.
When did they adopt this?
Not sure when, but it's been a while because, like I said, Tahar was sounding the alarm about that. Tahar and other members of GMS felt that was a betrayal of, of one West tradition,
Well,
let's say this: both GOCC and IUIC teaches it, but this is what it says: we believe, know, and teach that there is a place of torment known biblically as hell, Hades, and Sheol. Hades is the grave, and is Greek word meaning the grave or pit. Sheol or Sha'awal is a Hebrew word meaning the grave or pit. The place of torment was, and that goes back to the Greeks. The Roman Catholics got it from Greek mythology. It was created for the eternal judgment of the angels. What the hell are these guys talking about? Who left their holy habitation. That represents all of us. Our first estate, our holy habitation, is the spiritual realm. When you die, you go back into your angelic body. Somebody should tell these guys, read 2 Corinthians chapter 5 from the first verse on down. And committed the sin of fornication with women. And I guess they're talking about Genesis chapter 6, which GOCC are complete bug outs. IUIC is a close second, but GOCC, we don't even talk. They're such bug outs. It's unbelievable. Who left their holy habitation and committed the sin of fornication with women. So these clowns, they believe that there's half human, half angels, human hybrids on the earth. Where the hell are they? All those who follow after the works of the fallen angels. There was no fallen angels, man. All the angels are in order. We are the fallen angels because we are angels in bodies. Chains of darkness, the scriptures say. And dark principalities will also meet the same fate of eternal judgment in hell. Then it mentions 2 Peter 2 verse 4, Jude 1 verse 6, Genesis 6, verse 1 to 4, Luke 16, and that's the rich man and Lazarus, Matthew 25 and 4, Matthew 5 and 30, and what is that, Matthew 8, 11, which is all nonsense, is crap. But let's listen to some more.
He is right in that sense, but I know why Tahar hates hell so much. Because he knows he's going there. Sorry.
If he doesn't repent, yeah.
That's I need.
Repent to what? Become a Roman Catholic like you? A reformed Roman Catholic?
That's all right. We're glad you threw that in there. So we see on the website now. I thought there used to be a section like what you were saying, actually, in all seriousness, where it used to say not have an explanation for why they accept Naphtali. Now I know it's on websites and whatnot, but when you go to the Gathering of Christ Church website, off the top I didn't see anything, and I did poke around for a while. Let me see if we get anything with this. But
and bottom line is, you can watch the rest of this. Bottom line is, GOCC, they're complete bug outs, and IUIC is a close second. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next shalom.